Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am on a street and the cars are driving by, so I apologize for the noise. Oh, and the wind too. So we're talking today, and again, this show is about how to start flipping or wholesaling houses in New York, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. We're talking about how to find wholesale properties, and we're going to talk about how to do it in anywhere, right? Not just New York. And at the end, I'm going to give you some kind of shortcuts in how to find properties. But this is an interesting topic that people ask me about all the time. So the truth is, the way you find wholesale properties is step one is to get a list of people that are likely to sell. And what's available, what lists are available is really dependent on your specific area. So some of the best lists I would say you should get, I hope you can hear me because the cars keep driving by, they not realize how, let me just move, maybe someplace quieter. So you want to get lists of people that are likely to sell. So let's talk about how to get those lists and what those lists should be. I think one of the best lists you can get is tax delinquent list, right? Because if someone's not paying their taxes, it usually means a couple of things. It usually means the house is owned free and clear. Wow, the light is horrible. Let me switch. So now I'm blinded. All right, this is not working out so great. I need shade. All right, I'm going to stand. I'm right near a park with a nice little lake here in Dallas. So you want to get lists of people that are likely to sell. So a tax delinquent list, a code violation list, right? Somebody that is not cutting the grass or in a cold weather area or shoveling the snow, or somebody who's not keeping their property up. Those are great lists. They may or may not be available to you in your area. The sun is in my head. I apologize. I did not plan this very well. So let me walk. That's a great list. There are other lists. So absentee owned properties, vacant properties. Those are great, right? It's definitely something you should think about. Absentee and vacant properties are great. And the best lists are lists that combine a bunch of factors. So you want to, if you can combine a bunch of factors and somebody has a vacant property that the taxes aren't paid, that's even better. So you get a list, right? Those lists are available sometimes from the county that you are in. The county, some county records offices make them available, some don't. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this is driving me bananas. And you can get those lists. Sometimes you can get them for free. Sometimes you have to pay a vendor to get them for you. And what you do is, step two is skip trace those lists. So you look for the people that own the property and you get their phone numbers. That is step two. Now you can skip step two if you just want to mail to that list. So you can just send out mail. And obviously if the properties are vacant, you don't want to mail to the vacant properties, you want to mail to the owners. But if they're owner occupied, then you could just mail to the house. So you want to reach out and market to those properties. So if you want to mail, but again, mail is relatively expensive, you can mail it. And if you don't want to mail it, then you're going to need to skip trace it to get a phone number so you can call it or text it or contact it in some other way. Okay, now I'm going really close to the water. So that is step two. And then step three is to contact those people over and over again with basically the same message saying, hey, I'm interested in buying a property. Are you interested in selling it? That's it. That's the whole thing. Now it seems simple, but it's not that simple, because what happens is that most people, first of all, most of the numbers, even on a skip trace list, even in a great list and even a list that's skip trace well, most of those numbers are going to be wrong. So you're going to get a lot of wrong numbers. You're going to have to put up with that. Then even the numbers that are right, you're going to have to deal with people who are going to be angry at you. People who scream things like, I didn't see, there's no sign in the front yard. Why do you think I want to sell it? That's the kind of stupidity you're going to hear. And you're going to get a lot of people who say no. And you got to really dig through a lot of crap. You've got to kiss a lot of frogs, as I say, to find that prince. But you will find people, because, and some people don't understand this, but in any given market, on average, about 10% of the homes are going to sell off market. That means they are going to sell without listing with an agent. And the reasons people are going to be interested in selling to you, and as opposed to calling up their local real estate agent, are many. So I'll take a few off the top of my head. So it could be an issue with the house. If the house is really in bad shape, they may be interested in selling to an investor because they feel like a regular buyer is going to make them make repairs, or a regular buyer is not going to be able to get a mortgage. There might be issues with the house, such as there's illegal additions. They added something and didn't get a permit, or there's unpermitted issues, or there's violations on it, and they don't want to deal with their municipality. Or the house may just be in such bad shape they're embarrassed to let anyone see it. Or let a lot of people see it. So that happens a lot. And there could be an issue with them. So maybe they have to, maybe they are in foreclosure. That's also an issue house, but they have financial problems, or they have they had a bad experience with an agent. For some reason, they are going to sell off market to an investor. I feel like I gotta sneeze. And that's what happens. So you just contact them and contact them and contact them. And here's the key. The key is you have to follow up. So you have to, I gotta move again, it's too sunny. The key is you have to follow up. And some people, a lot of people are gonna say, most people are not gonna say yes. A lot of people are just gonna say, maybe, I'm thinking about it, or I want to sell in 7 months. Those are the people you need to capture, which is really step 4, right? Step 1 was get the list. Step 2 is skip trace the list if you're not mailing it. Step 3 is to market to them repeatedly via a variety of ways. I don't really get into it. So you can mail them, you can call them, you can text them, you can RVM them. Don't RVM in Florida, but that's ringless voicemail. So I do all 4 of those. And those are the ways that you reach out to them. And then step 4 is to capture that information. You capture it in something as simple as a Google Sheet to start. Eventually, when you get enough leads, you're going to buy a CRM, a client retention management system. And that's something that you want to do when when your business grows a little more. But you want to capture it and you want to follow up with them. So you want to call them back and you want to just say, hey, has anything changed? Are you interested in selling? That's it. You just want to be top of mind. It seems like the truth is this business is very simple. It's not easy. It's not easy dealing with rejection. It's not easy dealing with people who tell you to go to hell. But the business is simple. It's really that simple. Get lists of people who are more likely to sell than who are likely to sell. Skip trace a list. Reach out to them. Ad infinitum 1,000,000 times unless they tell you to stop. Some people even call them after they tell them stop. I don't. If somebody tells me to stop calling them, I stop. And then capture that information and continue to follow up with anybody who's relatively interested. That's how you find wholesale properties. Now, again, where you're located will determine how easy it is to get a list. And I can tell you in New York, a lot of people are not so nice. A lot of parts of the other country, other parts of the country, people are nicer. In New York, people will tell you to go screw yourself a lot more than other places. But that's just what you have to do with it. That's how you find wholesale properties. So a shortcut that you might have is, you see, once you find the wholesale properties, it's a question of what you do with it. And a lot of people are concerned with that before they do anything. The shortcut, so first of all, if you're doing it in New York, I believe I'm the only person teaching how to do it in New York. So I do sell a course. If you're interested, you can go below to How to Flip New York and see more about it. Also, I do coach. Those are shortcuts. They're going to cost, the course is not a lot of money. The coaching is a little more expensive. But these are the things you can do to sort of save yourself time. If you're in other parts of the country, there's a lot of great information out there. Great teachers who teach us stuff, and they'll help you also find wholesale deals. But the real shortcut is to learn from somebody who's doing it in your area or close to your area, so that you can piggyback off of them. Once you find the property, you really want to partner up with somebody who's doing business, because they're going to probably have a list of buyers, and they're going to be the ones to determine whether a deal is a deal. See, that's the part they don't tell you about. People think people are going to answer the phone and say, I need to sell right away. Most likely that's not going to happen. Most likely they're going to say, I need to sell right away for $200,000. And you're not going to know if that's a deal or not. But if you partner with somebody like me or somebody in your area, then they can tell you, I need to pay $180,000 for that house, or else it doesn't make sense. That's the kind of thing that happens with me all the time. I'm joint venturing with a lot of students and a lot of people who see me on YouTube. So that is really a big shortcut. Work with somebody who is doing it already. So I hope this was helpful. I really appreciate you watching. I hope me moving around wasn't too bad. Again, if you want information about how I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, please give me a like. I really appreciate the thumbs up. That helps out a lot. And any comment that gets asked, I respond to as quickly as I can. There's no bad question, even if your question seems simple. If it's an easy answer, I'll just reply to the comment. If I've done videos on the topic, I'll send you links to the videos. And if it's something that I wanted to handle as a video itself, I'll do a whole video on it, and I'll send you a comment saying, hey, I did a video on that today. So thank you very, very much for watching.